I'll say this: if I make $100,000 a year, throw a figure out there, and I meet this woman who blows my mind, and she makes $1 million a year. I don't like the fact that she make more money than me, though, bro. So I
We had to lock this one up later.
Yeah, right. I need to find somebody with 100 or less. I think that's the male ego that's been driving the entire plan of this world.
How's everyone with money? Everyone doing all right with money right now?
I love it right now, player.
doing okay. It could always have a little more.
Always can have more. I like that. That's the best answer here. Everyone good?
Yeah.
So let's talk about money in relationships. Is it okay that your significant other makes more money than you?
Absolutely.
Would you rather have it that way almost? You were like, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. Yeah, but he's married though.
Yeah, that's different.
All right, so let's also go back around the table. Married with 1 kid and 2, or the second one on the way.
Correct.
Single.
Single.
No, I'm in a relationship.
Well, I mean, single for me.
Oh, okay.
Single. Relationship. You obviously in a relationship.
You make sure.
You like.
I'm happy.
I'm
Relationship,
in a relationship. Speak for yourself, bro. I'm in a relationship. And recently not in a relationship.
Yes.
Okay, so back to significant other.
I like how you put that.
Right.
I thought that was is that a better way
Perfect
to
way
put
to
it,
put it. Perfect way to put
Okay.
it.
We don't want to put everyone.
We'll open up later on.
Right, keep sipping. So back to the question about significant other making more money than you. Is that a problem? Is that nothing?
Well, if both parties are on the same term, then I don't think it's a bad thing.
Because roles have changed.
Yeah, roles
Not
have changed.
but
Well, I mean,
evolved.
women are fighting for more power in certain situations. Like they're getting more jobs that we get, such as engineering and things of that nature. And you can't really fight it if they make more money than you. It's evolution.
Does that make you feel a certain way?
No, I don't. I'm like this. Money to me does not equate. It doesn't quantify or qualify the type of love or the amount of love you have for somebody. I'll say this: if I make $100,000 a year, throw a figure out there, and I meet this woman who blows my mind, and she makes $1 million a year. I don't like the fact that she make more money than me, though, bro. So we
had to lock this one up later.
Right. I need to find somebody with 100 or less. I think that's the male ego that's been driving the entire plan of this world, and I think that there's nothing wrong with it. I don't see why growing up traditionally in America, the man of the house is the breadwinner.
Yeah,
I said, but nowadays there's a lot of ways to make that bread.
Yeah.
So and a lot of women are much better at certain things than I know me. I won't say everybody else, but women are the spearhead of this new movement. So if you're not willing to or able to accept and embrace the fact that your significant other makes more than you if you're a man, then you need to go back to the 60s or 50s.
Yeah.
Rewind time.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I mean, I think money is one of the things that causes rifts within relationships. So I think if you're able to get in a relationship with your significant other and whoever makes 10%, 20% more, I think that conversation really is irrelevant, just as long as the main focus of you guys being together is because of attraction, because of love, because of wanting to build something together that's strong and has a foundation. If your foundation is just solely based on the financial aspect, you're going down the wrong lane in the first place.
Yes, right. And then when you look at money from a marital perspective, then you look at it as a collective.
Right.
So it's not
Same bank
that-
account.
Exactly. Well, my wife and I, we have separate accounts.
Hold up. Let's get it straight, brother.
Yeah, but we both have access to all of the money. So
Gotcha.
when we're budgeting, which is something we've recently started to do, we look at the money collectively. We look at the debt collectively. We look at the household necessities,
Can you
rent,
walk us
insurance,
through
things
that
like
process for all the non-married people at this table and
Sure.
watching?
Which aspect?
Of the budgeting.
All
The
right,
budgeting,
so-
how do you have that conversation?
If you haven't heard, finances are probably the #1 killer in marriages and relationships, right?
Yeah.
So if you're not on the same page, then it's only a matter of time before something happens because money is going to fluctuate, and if you don't have the same mindset, then you're going to clash.
Right.
So the way that my wife and I approached it, we've been through seasons where we've made a lot of money, but we weren't good stewards of it. So we would just spend and spend and spend and spend, and then living from paycheck to paycheck when we don't have to.
Right.
Right.
Look at your W-2 at the end of the year, like, I made
Where did this
what?
go?
Like,
Right.
where, you know what I'm saying?
So
So
for it.
we had to take a step back and say, listen, we have this household income monthly. These are our expenses. This is the money that we have left over. We need to be good stewards of that.
Right.
So we got on a budget where we sit down at the beginning of the month and we have a destination for every dollar.
month.
Every month.
Gotcha.
And so if it's, let's just say $10,000 to keep the math simple, and we have $3,000 for rent, we have $7,000 left,
To do
but
things.
that money is going somewhere. So we say, okay, $1,500 is going to charity, $250 is going to insurance, $300 is going to groceries, and anything left, we find a place for it to go.
Right.
So that anything that we spend, we have to be accountable for it.
Mm-hmm.
So now my wife says, hey, I want some diamond earrings. Okay, cool. Those are $2,000. Where do you want to pull that $2,000 from?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So it's not as easy as swiping a debit card.
Mm-hmm.
When you have the money in front of you, you
like
have to be accountable for it.
Well, I like what you were saying.
that.
You know,
Me too.
I never really heard you say I and me. Everything
Yeah.
was we
Yeah.
have, and if you all aren't on the same page, in the same paragraph, in the same sentence,
Same word.
something on the same
Both
word,
words. They have to be
both
one-
these little words. But if you don't have that sort of that cohesion, married or not, in any relationship, if you're not on that same page, not walking to the same beat, things are going to get off, and that it's going to cause a rift. You know, I think relationships, especially with money being concerned, is a group of agreements that we share.
That's true.
You know, you want to live in the hills? Yes, I want to live in the hills. Me too. All right, that's one agreement that we have. And if you're not agreeing on where the money is going, money being a mainstay in all of our lives, you know, whether we believe it or not, try to live in this country or this world without any money. You know, you could be in a relationship, but what's that going to look like? But I appreciate the fact that you just kept saying we,
I appreciate
we,
it too.
because it's a collective.
Don't
it's a
hear we
unit.
a lot.
Yeah,
To be
you know,
honest.
all this I, me, selfish stuff. You can't be selfish in any relationship at all.